Hi, welcome to Making All the Plans. I'm Connie, and if we haven't met before, I'm a busy mom of 2 active kids, and both my husband and I have full-time careers. My goal is to share with you how I stay on top of all life throws at me in one planner so that you might be able to do the same. So today I'm jumping on to talk about the HB90 method. Even though I'm still recovering from a glorious 10-day trip to Northern Washington, followed by a bout of COVID as soon as I returned home, the HB90 Bootcamp kickoff call with Sarah Cannon always gets me so amped up for the quarter ahead that I couldn't resist sharing it with you. If you haven't heard of the HB90 method yet, or Sarah Cannon, HB90 stands for Heart Breathing's 90. It's a 90-day planning system designed by Sarah Cannon for writers and creative entrepreneurs, but really anyone can benefit from it. It leverages psychological principles to keep you motivated and help you take actionable steps towards your dreams. On my recent trip, I spent 3 nights alone in the cutest house right on the water. One of those evenings, I took the opportunity to reflect on Q3 while soaking in the silence and looking out towards the water through the gorgeous floor-to-ceiling windows. And although many of my takeaways were similar to last quarter, mostly about breaking old habits, there were some big breakthroughs this quarter. Most excitingly, I hit my 1,000 subscriber goal, and as of now, my 4,000 watch hour goal that I was aiming for at the end of the year. I also admitted being scared about the pressure and extra accountability that came from within. Then I started thinking about what goals I would tweak for next quarter, such as do I need to invest more time in Instagram or just stay here on YouTube? And then I got real about how all of my personal health and home goals just got pushed to the side as work, this passion project, and kid stuff, with some travel thrown in, took up all my time. I reflected on my ideal life and thought through my dream day, all of which is very similar to the last 2 quarters that I've worked through these exercises. This will be my 3rd quarter using the HB90 method, and I love sharing the tweaks and tricks I use to make the system work for me. I love that the creator, Sarah Cannon, highly encourages all HB90 participants to tweak the system to make it work better for them. And although registration for HB90 is closed until December, you can still grab the current quarter's planner from Etsy and check out Sarah's YouTube channel to learn more about how it all works. It's a great way to try out the method without investing too much money. Although I continue to tweak the system for me, I break the system into 5 parts. The HB90 method starts with reflecting on and reviewing the last quarter. This is when I evaluate the past 3 months to assess what went well, what didn't, and where there's room for improvement. Next, I focus on defining what I want my future to look like. It's about imagining bold possibilities and creating a vision that inspires and energizes me. This step keeps me aligned with my long-term goals. I also take this time to brainstorm everything I want to accomplish, need to do, and have committed to doing. Before I dive into setting my specific goals and projects, I join Sarah's live bootcamp kickoff call. This session helps me get in the right frame of mind and jumpstarts my goal-setting process. After establishing my vision, selecting the key items from my brain dump to focus on this quarter, and participating in the kickoff call, I narrow down my specific goals and projects for the next 3 months. This process helps break down my big dreams into actionable, achievable steps. Lastly, I break down each project into tasks and arrange them on a Kanban board. This visual system allows me to monitor my progress and stay on top of all my tasks. It's an effective way to stay organized and make sure I'm making steady progress each day. Over the next few videos, I will be reviewing the specific steps I take to make the HB90 method successful for me and highlight what I will be doing differently from last quarter. I did want to mention that there is a printable version of the Picture Your Ideal Life workbook, as well as the HB90 planner. However, I do use my Leuchtturm notebook to keep all my notes and pre-planning and reflection all in one place without it taking up more room in my already overflowing planner. I did take Sarah's HB90 planner and made some specific tweaks for my process and use it weekly and many days. So, reflecting on Q3. Let me just pause and say a quick thank you if you watch my videos and are subscribed to my channel. Thanks to you, I hit 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours. It was such a cool moment to get those YouTube notifications. If you're not a subscriber, I invite you to hit that subscribe button and come along on this journey with us. I also mentioned that even though my goal was to spend more time on Instagram, I really poured all the time I could into growing my YouTube channel. And it makes me wonder if Instagram is going to stay a goal or not. For anyone still starting out with the HB90 method, don't get discouraged on estimating time blocks. Try it out for a quarter or two, and if it doesn't work for you, then tweak it so that it does. I'm still trying to get better about tracking the time I actually spend working on each task. And even though I like to work on a task straight through to completion, I rarely get a chunk of time like that. It's more likely that I'll spend 15 minutes here and there and then save those larger task blocks for recording videos. Another challenge of the HB90 method is setting realistic numbers for your goals for the quarter. The first quarter, I overestimated. This quarter, I thought it was more realistic, but then I blew my passion goals out of the water while my personal and home goals were barely touched. So what does all that mean? It looks like I'm missing some much needed balance from my life. How am I going to fix that? I'm not quite sure, but I'm betting as I continue to work through this process, I'll find some answers. I do think that having the goals for the entire quarter fleshed out is imperative, but I am so glad that I only made my Kanban board for 1 month at a time. We'll dig into this a little more in an upcoming video, but I'm liking this system so much better. So as I move forward planning Q4, I want to make intentional decisions about how time is scheduled out, and I want to focus on balance. Once I had completed my reflection, I started by answering some questions that Sarah lays out about your ideal life, including writing out my ideal day. This continues to point me back to my routines and exercise and, of course, a balanced life. Then I wrote a letter from future me, defined my vision statement, and put together my Q4 vision board. It continues to be similar, but there was a bigger focus on nature. And as in the previous quarter, there are a few certain images on my vision board that I haven't quite figured out how they fit in yet, but I just felt they needed to be there. And then it was time for the kickoff call with Sarah. This is my 3rd time through the kickoff call, and Sarah continues to make the content fresh. I love leaving the live kickoff feeling energized and ready to plan the upcoming quarter. In the next 2 videos, I'll dive into defining goals and projects for Q4 and creating task lists and Kanban boards. But don't skip reflecting or creating your vision board before setting up new goals for the quarter. These steps prevent you from making the same mistakes, help you align your goals with long-term vision, set realistic expectations, keep you focused on the big picture, and renew your motivation, setting you up for a successful and fulfilling quarter ahead. Join me back here Tuesday so we can talk about setting goals and projects for the quarter ahead, and don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell to get notified. I would love for you to share with us what some of the reflections you made about the previous quarter are, and then join me back here Tuesday so we can talk about setting goals and projects for the quarter ahead, and don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell to get notified. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye!